Hey everyone, and welcome to part 7 of my How to Counter series. If you're new to the channel, this is a series where I go over strategies and counters to weapons and vehicles in GTA Online. In this episode, we're going to talk about ways to counter the Orbital Cannon. As someone who is an Orbital Cannon magnet, I've learned many ways to deal with people that use it against me, and once you know these tricks that I'm about to show you, you'll be outplaying Orbital Cannon users left and right. So with all of that said, let's get right into the video. So the basis of countering an orbital cannon shot is awareness and prediction. You cannot counter the orbital cannon if you are unaware. And in order to be aware, you have to know where every facility is because that is obviously where the orbital cannon is fired from. I didn't like the map in game showing the facility locations because it's kind of hard to tell where the exact map locations are. So what I did is create a map like you'd see when you pause the game to check to see if someone is in their facility. And on the screen right now, you will see two screenshots with red glowing globes indicating the locations of the 9 facilities in game. If you want, you can screenshot them so you can always know if the building that someone is in is a facility or not. Another thing you guys need to be aware of is the facility warp. If a player has a Doomsday Heist active, they will be able to warp to their facility at any moment. So if you're in the middle of a battle and the opponent all of a sudden disappears, immediately check your map and see if they're at one of these locations, because if they are, chances are a strike is heading your way. So now that you are aware of the opponent about to orbital strike you, it's time to counter it. Let's start out small with ways to block the automatic targeting feature of the orbital cannon. The main one that you can do from anywhere is either activate Ghost Organization or off the radar. And for the duration of the ability, the automatic targeting will not be able to track you. I should also mention that the off the radar feature of the Akula will not block automatic targeting, which kind of sucks because that would make the Akula even more amazing than it already is if it could block the automatic targeting. But did you guys know that if you enter any type of interior building that the automatic targeting will not be able to track you? That's right, clothing stores, barber shops, tattoo parlors, ammunitions, the Vanilla Unicorn, even places like inside of the Land Act Dam, Pacific Standard Bank, tunnels, and the Rockford Mall will prevent automatic targeting from getting a lock on you. Now, I don't think that this is the best counter because the moment you walk out, you're able to be targeted again. So the orbital cannon user could just wait until you come out to hit you. But nonetheless, it blocks the automatic targeting, so it's still useful to know. Now, let's get into the mind game counters. These are the main ones that you guys have probably seen me use in my PvP videos to trick the opponent into thinking they hit me when they actually didn't. These ways won't block the automatic targeting, but they will block the impact of the cannon itself, so you will not die. The first trick is to use the MOC or the Avenger. All you have to do is call one of them in, then get in the interior in the back of the vehicle, and then what I like to do is hop on the turret. And then once you get obliterated, the vehicle will of course be destroyed, but you will spawn outside without a scratch on you. And the funny part about this is that when your MOC does get destroyed, it will trigger the cooldown for the user's cannon shot. That is, if they didn't already leave thinking that they hit you. Unfortunately, they still get their money refunded, but it's still a good counter regardless. The only drawback, however, is that it's only going to block one shot, and then you will be vulnerable again until you get into another MOC or Avenger. Luckily, our next two counters will cover that downside because our next counter is the Sea Breeze method. I made a whole video about this a couple of weeks ago, but basically you take a Sea Breeze or a Tula and then fly it upside down into the water so it's destroyed from submersion, and that is all. Your aircraft is now immune to orbital cannons and any explosives in general for an unlimited amount of time. Now, this does work with all aircraft in the game, but any aircraft besides the Tula or Sea Breeze, you'll be completely underwater, so you will have to use your breathers to stay alive. With the Sea Breeze and Tula, the waves will lift you above the water so you can breathe every few seconds without a breather. The one problem with this method is that it's very easy for the person targeting you to see that you're doing this, so if they know about this strategy, then they may decide not to blast you. Luckily though, not that many people know about this or are smart enough to look at the map and see if a Sea Breeze is out in the middle of the ocean not moving before deciding to obliterate you, so you're in good hands. This next counter has to be my favorite one out of all of them just because of how natural it looks to the person trying to cannon you. The only downside to this one though is that you need two people to be able to pull it off, but it works so good when you do. So what you need is any vehicle that can carry at least two people, and it doesn't matter if it's a helicopter, a boat, a plane, it just needs to at least have two seats. In the gameplay we use the Vigilante. So what you need to do is you want to have the driver of the vehicle go into passive mode and then get in. And then you want the person who is being targeted to be in the passenger seat out of passive mode. And what this will do is give your vehicle immunity to explosion damage because the driver is in passive mode, and at the same time the passenger can still get targeted by the orbital cannon's automatic shot because he's not in passive mode. So if the cannon user takes aim at you, it will look like you're casually just driving down the road, and if he chooses to fire, you will not take any damage because the vehicle is in passive mode because of the driver. Now moving on to our last counter, the architecture of the map. There are many spots throughout the map where you can hide under buildings or various structures where the orbital cannon will hit the top of whatever you're hiding under and miss. Unfortunately, it's physically impossible for me to include every single hiding spot in this video because there are probably hundreds upon hundreds of them. But what I did is search the map to try to find some places where you can successfully hide from orbital strikes. So what I'm about to show you guys is 19 locations where the orbital cannon will miss if automatic targeting is used. And I did my best to try to find locations that were spread out around the map so that you will always have somewhere to take shelter from getting obliterated. So I'm going to end the commentary here and leave you guys with the hiding spots. At the end of the video I also have a map of each of the 19 spots that I'm about to showcase in case any of you guys are interested. And if you guys enjoyed or found the video helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more guide and PvP related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoy the hiding spots.